Hey, thanks for joining us for H Youth Online. We want to know who's here, so let us know in that live chat. We want everyone to be a part of H Youth Online. There's still time to share this link with all your friends. Hey, small groups, represent in that live chat. Who's here? Don't forget to drop those emojis in the chat. Who's excited for H Youth Online?
What's up, HCU? Thanks for hanging out with us here tonight on YouTube. We are so excited that you're here. Make sure you get in the live chat, hang out with your leaders, invite your friends, like this video, comment on it. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and then share it so you can get all your friends in here watching it with us. We're so excited. We're gonna have a great night tonight.
Being on quarantine, like on lockdown in your house for such a long time, can make you go a little crazy. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. And honestly, statistically speaking, if there's over 50 people watching this live stream right now, one of you is a psychopath. So we're gonna watch some TikToks that actually look at the differences between a normal person and a psychotic person. So let's watch the first TikTok together and let's get it. All right. Yep, everyone struggles with this. Every single person, I don't care who you are, if you're a normal person, when you're trying to plug in your charger before you go to bed and you don't look, you never look, you're like feeling it out with your fingers, just like a normal person. First try, dude's a psycho. All right, next one. Yes! Yes! I mean, hopefully your hands are washed. I don't care who you are, okay? If you're not licking those bad boys after you eat some Cheetos, who are you? You're okay? Yeah. Everyone does that? No, don't wash your hands. Don't do it. Just want to clarify, her hands were washed beforehand when she was licking them, okay? I have a PS4, so let's see. Yeah, you push the button, it turns on, okay? Oh no, don't tell me he's gonna walk to the PlayStation 4 and do it. My man's got down on his knees. I actually have goosebumps. Because in my life, I got a PS4 when I turned 18. So I've had it for a long time at this point, okay? A couple of years, a few years actually. And every single time I've turned it on, I hit the PS4 button. Yo, if you're in the house with someone who does this, run. Literally leave the house right now. Pick up dropped items. Let's see. How psychopaths do it. Ugh. More people want to pick up dropped items. Let's see how we do it. Yeah. Yo. What are you, a robot? How normal people sleep. Yep. Seems pretty right. Sleep on your stomach. Get the leg up. Looking real comfy. If you sleep on your back with your legs crossed, you're not a psychopath. You're what's called a vampire, okay? How normal right said it. I didn't think there was any other way to do it. I know people who do that. Oh my gosh, I know people who do that. Yep, you get ice from the fridge at like 2 in the morning. Get a little slide under the fridge, you know what I'm saying? Your parents' floor under your fridge has severe water damage because of us.
Pipe it up, pipe it up.
No, don't take it to the sink. Who would do that? Who would go out of their way to take the effort to bend down, pick it up, and walk it to the sink? Yo, slide that boy under the fridge. Let's go.
Pipe it up, pipe it up.
Okay, so what they're showing here is you can clearly see that hand. There's an arm under the bed. Everybody got monsters under their bed. I don't care how old you are or what your mom and dad told you. There's monsters under your bed. There's really not, but put his feet up on the bed. So I guarantee the nutsos out there about to, don't do it. Or his feet gonna get snatched up. Yup, told you. You guys already know, it was every single one of you because of online schooling. I did online college for a couple of semesters, and legit, I would not do any of my assignments until the day before. And my reasoning behind it was, I had to do it. Like, there's no more procrastinating. Like, this assignment is due tomorrow, I have to do it. So, respect to everyone out there who was doing this, I'll just do it later. Because you did it eventually. 2 weeks before the assignment is due. No. I know there's some of you in this chat right now who did assignments months before they are due. Like, you got the packet, your teacher gave you the packet, and you're like, I can knock this out now. No, what you can do is you can take a nap, you can play Fortnite, you can play Warzone, you can go for a walk, you can watch YouTube, you can watch TikTok, you can literally do anything else. That assignment's not due for months or weeks. All right, get the water, okay? A little thirsty, finish the water, and you put it away. Okay, drink the water, takes 2 sips. I know right now, probably 50% of you can go to your room, or if you're in your room, and take a picture of this. Because we all do this. So we're all psychopaths.
You earned a gold medal.
Alright, going to bed. Plug that phone in, yeah. 73%. It doesn't matter if your phone's at 100%, 99%, above 50%. You always plug that bad boy in. You gotta have it fresh, ready to go, prime and ready to go. When you get up from your nap, fresh, ready to go. You gotta have it prime and ready to go. When you get up from your nap, it doesn't plug it in. I guarantee it doesn't plug it in. And it's at 5%. Okay, the only reason why this TikTok is freaking me out right now, I want you guys to tell me in the chat right now who has forgotten to plug their phone in before school. They wake up the next day before work and they grab their phone, they're getting all their stuff together, they're getting their wallet, their purse, their coat on, you know, they're looking all fresh. They grab their phone, they unlock it, and it says 3% and it's red. You're like, I'm done, I'm toast. So I want to know who that happened to, because it's happened to me multiple times where I thought I plugged my phone in, or if for some reason it didn't charge. You gotta have it fresh, ready to go. All right, so there you have it. A little bit of fails, a little bit of normal people versus psychopaths like all of us. Don't forget that we have a TikTok. We're posting stuff on there. If you guys want to see more of those, make sure you head over to TikTok and follow us at HCUSH, all right? And also on our Instagram. Make sure you're not watching too much TikTok before you go to bed, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's get on to the rest of the service.
Come on, roll.
Does that let me join?
No, it doesn't. Don't lie to us.
Dude,
See, now you're in.
I got it.
Michael Scott way to start a Monday.
There's no woman.
That looks like The Office too.
Yeah. It's Monday. Should we be able to hear it?
I'm trying to hear this dialogue, man. It's a good story.
Yeah. Read and
Don't smash the plant.
I'm the smasher. What do I smash?
Don't smash the phone.
Don't smash the computer.
All right.
What do you want me to smash?
Smash the photo.
He didn't say not to smash.
Picture?
Smash the picture.
Smash the picture. Yeah.
Do it. Alright. Well, I think I have to restart it to get the audio back up. Go back to the
Yeah. Dude, we won.
Disconnected. Hey, that was easy.
Good
He's
job.
recording this too, by the way, which is great.
Experts. That was just a confidence booster.
All of your devices.
Yeah.
And
Oh gosh. I
Roller
thought it was
coaster
good.
emotions already.
I'm more confused.
What was that?
Oh no. Here's one now. Defuse this bomb before time runs
Just
out.
casual
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well,
we have-
cut the
I've been
fire if it. Never mind.
One at a time.
who has page 1?
I do. I have page 1.
What's it say?
Okay, the page 1 says, cut the third wire if it is blue.
Got it.
Got it.
Got it. Yeah.
Wow.
And here's another bomb set to go off. Would you mind making sure this one doesn't blow up and kill us all?
Casual day in the office.
Why is this so
Bombs.
long?
This guy's a
All
ham.
right. I got page 1. If there is a black wire present, cut the third wire.
There
Okay.
is. So
Yeah.
should I cut it?
Yes. Cut the third one.
Okay. What's page
Okay,
2?
I got two. If there is a blue wire present, cut the second wire.
Okay, I cut it. I sent
All right.
it.
Cut the fourth wire.
Just cut it?
Yeah. Send it.
Oh, I'm so nervous. I did it.
Success.
Yeah.
Well done.
Dude, I actually
America.
America.
My hands started sweating.
Ah.
Got
He's
some
got
good-
him. He's got 2 minutes.
All right. Page 1.
Do not cut
Oh.
blue wires, even if another rule says that you should. Never cut blue. That's
Okay, I'm sweating.
Cut the second wire.
page. Send it.
Do it?
It's white.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's white. Do it.
All right.
Oh my
Next
god.
bomb.
Boom.
Do not cut the second wire, even if it is red.
Okay.
Okay,
Do.
page 2 says cut all red wires.
Cut the third wire.
Listen, Jake, I want to hear you read it. I don't like the phone.
Listen
Just
it.
do
Hey,
something.
No,
listen,
just do
listen.
it.
Cut the second wire if it is black.
Cut it.
Yeah.
3 stars.
Wow. Oh, it's like admin stuff. Raul loves this stuff.
No.
Wow.
I thought he loved admin work.
Good
I
luck.
thought I did, but here I am.
The worst.
What's my last name from
I
8?
can't do this.
Now there's Adam Anderson. That's where they would go for.
What?
Whoa.
I'm so
whoa,
confused.
Whoa,
What
Who
happened?
killed us? Who killed us? I didn't do anything. I gave up.
Wood Cara Jacobs.
I'm so confused on how to do that.
It was Connor.
It was Connor.
I was also confused. I thought
Standing at Heaven's Gates.
I tried it wouldn't let me drag the names in order or something. Like, how do you supposed to put it in order?
You guys have to.
Okay, so
All right.
It's
So
like
we have to work together, right?
Yeah.
So I don't get. So does everyone? What does everyone's screen look like?
So I have 2 names on it with 2 last names.
oh,
Oh, who pushed the button?
Raul,
We have 2 minutes.
it's so much time.
Oh my
I
god!
didn't know it was you.
I can't believe you guys can defuse the bombs, but we can't figure out alphabetical order. This is why we've never gotten a count right on any trip. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
Who's-
I have one that starts with a B. I have B-A-E.
Okay, so you first.
Okay.
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 You bait
Now
it.
I push.
I have H is my next one.
Raul, what's
so
your?
I have a D. I have
All right,
a
hit
D.
the D.
Raul's next.
Hit it. What else do you have, Raul?
It's just out Z and an L.
So I'm going H.
Oh my gosh. I'm freaking out.
J.
I. Hit your L.
Freaking those out, baby.
M.
I have an N.
Hit it.
Oh.
I have an O.
Okay, we gotta know. S. Whoa.
All right, Raul.
See, we don't even speak of admin.
First thing we do when we get home.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Got it.
No admin.
Oh, okay.
I'm in a meeting, Mom.
Oh shoot. I have a page and I have wire cutters.
Oh,
All right,
I gotta
page
cut the
1.
wires.
Page 1.
Who's got it?
I don't have it.
Cut 2
I
and
don't
4.
Who's cutting it?
2 and 4.
I don't have it.
Cut 1.
No blue wires.
One.
Are
Stop that!
Oh!
Who's the cutter?
Raul was.
Oh my bad.
Oh, all right, I'm done.
We're done.
Yes.
Yep.
You guys
Whatever.
told me to cut the wrong one.
Took 14 minutes just to cut a wire.
It's a good segment to throw into HCU. It's a good segment to throw into HCU.
What's up, HCU? So glad you guys are here. Why don't you guys sing along with us? Caught up in something that I never felt. This love is running in. Blink hard, tried everything to fill it up. With one touch, and finally ready. Your love kickstarting my heart. Electricity sparking something new in me. Wilder than all of my dreams. 'Cause you are the only one for me. The only one for me. The only one for me. Living in a different life, swept up, caught in the free fall. Set right, and I realized it's never ending. Your love kickstarted my heart. Electricity is sparking something new in me. Wilder than all of my dreams. 'Cause you are the only one for me. Chasing after your heart, there's no rival I was buried. I was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? Come on, it was. It was my turn till I met you. And I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was not true till I met you. You called my name, come on. You called my name, come on. And I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the dark, come on, sing it out, into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Now your freedom is all that I know. The only new, Jesus, when I met you. Oh, what a day when you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the dark, come on, sing it out, into your glorious day. Alright, I don't know about you, but I relate to this part of the song so much. It goes, I needed rescue. Come on, let's sing that together. Come on. Alright. I needed rescue. My sin was heavy. The chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter. I was an orphan. Now you call me a citizen of, come on, everyone. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, shout it, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You call my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, come on, into your glorious day.
So, when you don't know how to do something, how to fix something, or how something works, what do? Ask a teacher? Ask your parents? Ask your friends? Ask someone you really know and trust? No! You go to the internet and ask some randos. But I'm not talking about creeps here, I hope. No, I mean the people of the internet! You know, those people who make how-to videos. Because chances are, if you're trying to figure out something, someone on the internet has already figured it out for you. Things like, how do I unsend a text? No. How do I do a winged eyeliner? How do I get rid of the zit by Friday night? How do I get out of gym class? How do I screen cap Snapchat without getting caught? They'll never know. But then there are things in life that don't have an easy fix, that don't have a simple solution, that don't have a how-to video. Things like what to do when you have problems with family, or when it seems like you have no control in your life, or what to do when someone has done something to you. I mean, clearly, they gotta go. The truth is, there's a lot of life that doesn't have a solution you can just find online. So how do you know what to do when you don't know what to do?
What is up, HC Youth? Welcome to Virtual HC Youth. Thank you so much for joining us, making us part of your Wednesday night, man. You know, we miss seeing you guys so much in person, but we've loved getting able to get together with you guys here, hang out in the chat, and then hang out in our groups afterwards. If you haven't been part of that yet, make sure you head to heritagechurch.com. Get signed up. We'd love to have you guys in that because we really believe we're better together, man. So don't go through this alone. Get plugged into those groups. Hang out. They're a ton of fun. Great place to be. And I'm excited about this week. We're jumping into a new series. We spent the past couple weeks looking at this guy named David and some things we can learn from his life about God's plan and story. And this week we're going to jump into looking at somebody new. His name is Joseph, another character in the Old Testament. And I'm so excited about this because we're going to get to kind of look at a lot of different stories in his life where Joseph is in these positions where like he does not know what to do. And we're going to talk about what to do when you don't know what to do. And so I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a really relatable series, hopefully really helpful. And there's a lot we can learn from his story. And so I'm excited to dive into that. And this week we're going to jump right in at the beginning, and I think it is a super important and helpful place to start because the beginning of Joseph's story is all about some tension in his family. And after this long in quarantine, I'm sure that everybody watching has experienced some tension in their family in one way or the other, right? Whether that's with your siblings or with your parents. Even if it's not in quarantine, outside of quarantine, you've probably experienced it too, right? If we're honest, family is a place that can have a lot of tension and conflict. I think a lot of that kind of ties back to the fact that when we're at home, sometimes our family seems to get the worst of us, right? The way that you'll talk to family members is a way that you would never dream of talking to maybe a teacher or to a coach. The way that I'll act at home is a way that I can't imagine doing at your house. Like I would never leave my socks maybe like shoved in a couch cushion or on your stairs, but I'll do that in my house all the time and I'll just leave them sitting there. I know it's rude to you, but at home, I just don't want to worry about some things. I just want to be able to relax. I just want to deal with it later, right? And I think that's the attitude a lot of us have when we're at home. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be bothered. I just want a little bit of me, a little bit of me time, a little bit of my space, right? And I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I think because at home we can focus so much on ourselves, it can create some tension in our families without us even catching it. And man, like I said, all of us are going to experience that tension in our family, but we don't always know what to do about it, right? We're all going to experience family tension, but we don't always know how to handle it. And like I said, with Joseph's story, we are going to see some real family tension. And to understand it, you have to understand Joseph's family background, kind of the makeup of his family, right? I know there's a lot of diverse families in our group and in our world, people watching right now, but I am going to bet that Joseph's family is crazier than yours, and here's why. Joseph, his dad was this guy named Jacob. Jacob loved this woman named Rachel. Jacob worked 7 years to marry Rachel, and when he went to marry her, he was tricked into marrying her sister, Leah. Super weird. But so Jacob is now married to Leah, still wants to marry Rachel, works another 7 years, and marries Rachel. So he is now married to two sisters. And I just gotta throw this out there. Just because this is in the Bible doesn't mean the Bible condones it or supports it. This is so long ago and structures looked so different and marriage looks, there's a lot of things that looked very different when this was being written. And so we are not supposed to have these kind of relationships, but this, nevertheless, God still worked in the situation. So we have Jacob, 2 wives, and he actually has 2 other women he has kids with. And so he has 12 kids, 2 different wives, 4 different women with 12 kids, and Joseph is the youngest, and Joseph is the favorite, and that creates some weird tensions. And so in Genesis 37, we see it says, Jacob loved Joseph more than any of his other children because Joseph had been born to him in his old age.
So one day Jacob had a special gift made for Joseph, a beautiful robe. But his brothers hated Joseph because their father loved him more than the rest of them. They couldn't say a kind word to him. Jacob, the baby of the family, is the favorite, and he is getting treated like it, right? Imagine if you are the older sibling and you're driving maybe mom's old minivan and it's beat up and the bumper's falling off. And then all of a sudden your younger brother or sister turns 16 and they get a brand new car, a Mustang, an Audi, or whatever you like. And all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, like we always kind of knew he was the favorite, but this is insane. You're giving him gifts that you would never give to me. And because of it, they hate him. That's a little tense, a little awkward. But don't worry, it gets worse. One night Joseph had a dream. And when he told his brothers about it, they hate him more than ever. Listen to this dream, he said. We were out in the field tying up bundles of grain. Suddenly my bundle stood up, and your bundles all gathered around and bowed low before mine. His brothers responded, so you think you will be our king, do you? Do you actually think you will reign over us? And they hated him all the more because of his dreams and the way he talked about them. Man, Joseph is just digging himself a pit here, digging himself a hole, just creating so much more tension in his family. He's already the baby. He's already being treated like the favorite. And then he has this dream where he says, look, you guys are all going to bow down to me one day. That's what I'm dreaming. And if my younger brother came and said that to me, I don't know. Some of you guys know Kyle. He might have a bloody nose. I don't know. Right? Like, you're just like, what are you thinking sharing this? Like, how do you not think you're going to get beat up by your 11 older brothers? But Joseph isn't thinking about how they're feeling. He's thinking about himself. Life's pretty good. And if you look at his perspective, he hasn't done anything wrong. He didn't ask to be the favorite. He just is. Is it wrong for him to enjoy that? Enjoy the perks of that? I mean, not necessarily. If he's thinking about himself, why not? And then he has these dreams, and for him, it just lines right up with what he's used to. I'm the favorite. Of course they're all going to bow down to me, right? He thinks this is great. And for him, it is. He's only thinking about how it affects him and not how it affects his brothers. They have a very different perspective on all this. For them, they're bitter towards their brother. They probably are mad at their dad about this. They're probably wishing that they had been born into a different situation. They're probably wishing they had those same things. And then to start hearing your younger brother say those things, he's obviously only thinking about himself. He obviously doesn't deserve any of this. There's nothing fair about it. He's only the favorite because he was born last, because he was also, I don't know if I told you this, he's born from the favorite wife, Rachel. And so there's a lot of bitterness. There's a lot of things kind of drawn up into this family drama. And this story may seem kind of weird and kind of odd to be looking at, but I think it's really important to look at for a couple of reasons. Number one, families have always had tension. Families have always been weird. This is nothing new. That complication in family is something that goes way back. Hopefully your family isn't this complicated, but family complications are not new. Also, I think this is really important for us to read because we need to remember that our actions, they affect others, right? What we do has effect on our family. Even if we're only thinking about ourselves, Joseph, his actions were affecting his brothers. Jacob's favoring of Joseph was affecting his whole family, right? What we do, it has an effect on our family. And I think on a really big level, we're going to see as we go forward in the story of Joseph, unresolved family tensions don't go away. Just ignoring it or pretending it's not happening does not mean that problem, that conflict is going to go away. Sometimes we'll stop fighting about it for a minute, but that doesn't mean we've forgotten. That doesn't mean we've forgiven. That doesn't mean we've moved on. Sometimes these family tensions, they can last and last because we never fully address what's happening and what's really going on. Right? This story can go so many ways. This story could have resolved in so many ways. Joseph could have recognized that he was being treated differently, right? And he could have maybe talked to his dad or been like, Dad, you're making me uncomfortable. Everybody doesn't like me. Like, I want to have a good relationship with my brothers. He didn't. He was digging it. He could have kept his dream to himself. He didn't. He wanted to kind of brag on what was going on. His brothers could have not let Joseph's his dreams and what he was saying feed into their insecurities, because at the heart of this, they were insecure about their position in the family. They were jealous, right? They were insecure about whether they were loved. And so, they were kind of taking all these things that Joseph was doing and holding it against him when maybe the issue was really more with their dad. And it's pretty clear Dad could have done a lot of things better. There's so many ways the story could have gone different, but everybody was thinking about themselves. Jacob was thinking about which son he loved best. Joseph was thinking about the great things coming his way. And the brothers were thinking of how jealous they were about Joseph. Everybody was thinking about themselves. And here's why we're looking at this story today. And here's what we do about this. Here's what this means for us. You play a role in your family. Everybody that we talked about in the story played a role in that family dynamic, as messed up as it was. And it's the same in your family. You play a role. You affect the peace in your house or the lack thereof. You affect the rhythm of your family. You affect the relationships in your family. You play a role in your family. And so all of us can play a part in either adding to or relieving the tension in our families. But the question is, what do we do about it? Family tension is something all of us are going to face, but we don't always know what to do about it. I think in this instant, looking at Joseph's story, we almost learn more about what not to do than what to do, if we're being honest. But the good news is that Jesus gave us a really good example of how we can manage relationships. And so in Philippians 2:3-8, it says this: "Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Don't look out only for your own interest, but take an interest in others too. You must have the same attitude that Christ Jesus had. Though he was God, he did not think of equality with God as something to cling to. Instead, he gave up his divine privileges, he took the humble position of a slave, and was born as a human being. When he appeared in human form, he humbled himself in obedience to God and died a criminal's death on a cross." Jesus gives us a very different example than we saw taking place in Joseph's family. Jesus gives us the example of being humble, of looking out for others before ourselves, right? This is not necessarily the attitude that Joseph, his brothers, or Jacob took in their family. They were all thinking about themselves and what they wanted, and because of that, the tension was growing and growing, and in the end, it negatively affected all of them. Right? I think that's the deal, is we sometimes can get so caught up in our family tension and what other people should be doing right because we're thinking about ourselves. But Jesus calls us to think about others. And not just others at school, not just others on our team, but others in our family, our siblings, our parents, our step-siblings, our step-parents, the people that are closest to us. We want to treat them this way too. We want to think of them before ourselves. We want to be humble. And so, man, where do we start with that? What do we even do? How do we begin? I got 2 quick ideas. The first one is this: pay attention to how you see yourself. Pay attention to how you see yourself. When we're in a situation, we generally think of ourselves as right. It's rare that I thought that my younger brother or my older sister were right when I was in an argument with them. But what would it look like if we slowed down and asked ourselves, okay, why do I think I'm right now? Is there some validity to them? Am I only thinking about myself in this moment? Or am I actually loving them as well by thinking about their perspective? That can be a really powerful place to start. It doesn't always tell us what to do right away, but just slowing down and asking, how am I seeing myself right now? Is it realistic? Is it true? And the second thing is this, and this is a lot harder even, and that's to ask someone for their opinion. Right? You might have a close friend or a family member that you trust a lot that you can say, hey, I've been fighting with my brother or my sister a lot. Why do you think that is? Do you think I might be doing something? And if someone loves you, they'll tell you the hard truth, right? Sometimes there are things that we just don't notice about ourselves, and we have to get some good input from someone who's willing to help us. And looking at the story of Joseph, like I said, we're going to go forward next week. We're going to see that things go really bad for him. And it's all because of that tension in his family. Because ignoring the tension, pretending it's not there, does not make it go away. The only thing that's going to do that is us taking the example of Jesus and doing the hard work to really put others before ourselves. But I want to challenge you, HCs, what would it look like if we really did that? What would our family dynamic look like if we truly put others before ourselves? If we truly kind of stepped back from just thinking about us, but thought about the others, especially the others in our home right now? Think of how much different this quarantine could be going if that was the way we navigated these relationships. And I truly believe this has the power to really change how you live with your family. And it just starts not with necessarily knowing what the next step to take is, but just slowing down and saying, how am I seeing myself? And then maybe asking somebody else, how am I contributing to this? And how can I put my siblings or my parents and their needs maybe before my own? And so I want to pray for you that you'd be able to do that and find that. And let me pray for you right now. So God, thank you so much for just everybody listening tonight, God, everybody tuned in. I just want to pray for all the families represented, Lord. I want to pray that you would just be able to step in, God, and resolve tension and conflict, God, that you'd be able to bring peace into homes. God, and even if all of us aren't playing a role where we can affect all of it, God, maybe we're caught up in the side of it. God, help us how to learn in the role that you have us in, how to have the most Christ-like impact on our families. God, help us to understand what we can be doing, God, how we can be seeing ourselves, and even more so how we can be seeing our family, so that we can have just peace and harmony, God, and that home can be a place that we can be built up. And Lord, I just want to pray for all those students and families that are experiencing tension and conflict right now. God, I just ask that you would move in big, powerful ways, God, that you would bring comfort and peace, God, in ways that only you can. So Lord, we love you. We give this over to you in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, hey, HC Youth, man, I truly believe that our families are so important, and I also believe they're a place that can be a lot of tension and conflict, but I believe in you and your ability to take this seriously, to look at the example of Jesus and find how you, in your role in your family, can work towards peace and harmony. And so HC Youth, I'm excited for you. We'd love to talk to you guys more about this. If you got questions, shoot us a message, jump into your groups tonight. I think they're gonna be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see you guys soon.
Man, that was so awesome. I am so glad that you were able to hang out with us tonight here on YouTube. Right now, we're gonna go to small groups. So if you have not signed up for a small group yet, go to the link in the bio of our Instagram page. You can sign up for a small group there, or just let us know in the chat that you need to get signed up for a small group, and we'll get you connected with your age group. But we're gonna go to that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, because we can watch this throughout the entire week. But thanks again for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.
YouTube.